Phoenix Splash TV. To many people in the world of rock and roll, the band U2 is often adored by many people and hated by some. There's a controversial nature to the band, mostly due to their lead singer Bono. South Park has even satirized his nature of coming off as a piece of crap. While many musicians and music fans I know seem to not like Bono, most people seem to respect U2's guitar player, The Edge. He's always been one of my favorite guitar players. He's one of those guitar players that are very identifiable. As soon as you hear a song with his guitar in it, you know it's him playing. Before I talk about his history, one thing people seem to not notice is the fact that U2 is not really considered an American band. Though they do have a voice on American politics, they hail from Dublin, Ireland, which brings us to the location of The Edge's early days. The Edge's real name is David Howell Evans, and he was born in Essex, England on August 8, 1961, to a set of Welsh parents. His father was an engineer and often moved around a lot. This eventually led the family to move to the Dublin County in the Republic of Ireland. When The Edge moved to Ireland, he developed a second accent in order to be accepted by his peers. The Edge had a brother named Richard. Together they would often take music lessons and practice with one another. The Edge and his brother Richard would end up going to a secondary school called Mount Temple Comprehensive School. It was here that the two brothers noticed a flyer going around. Another student by the name of Larry Mullen Jr., who was a drummer, was looking for some musicians to form a band with. The two brothers responded to this flyer along with other musicians. As Larry Mullen's project grew, Richard would eventually leave to join another band. Unfortunately for Richard, the project would go on to be one of the biggest rock bands in the world, called U2. The Edge is probably the most important member of U2. Unlike most bands, he doesn't utilize a rhythm guitar player. This is a gutsy choice, seeing how he has to sometimes play both lead and rhythm at the same time. Because he has to play bigger guitar parts than most guitar players, he created a very unique style that utilizes a lot of delay. Instead of going for a more technical approach like other guitar players were doing at the time, The Edge opted for a more minimalistic approach. This approach made both him and U2 stand out as a band. He also often plays keyboards within the music of U2 as well as sings. Sometimes he even takes the lead vocals in songs like Numb and Van Diemen's Lamb.
Don't move, don't talk, out of time, don't think, don't worry, everything's just fine. Just fine. Don't grab, don't clutch, don't hope for too much, don't breathe, don't achieve or grieve without.
Another interesting thing that he'll do live is switch instruments with bass player Adam Clayton. I find that to be pretty cool. It really showcases both of their styles in both of those instruments. The Edge has also done work outside of U2. He's played with countless artists including B.B. King, Tina Turner, Rihanna, and even Jay-Z. He's even composed the score to a film titled Captive. If you were a fan of Kids WB, you might have heard his work on the theme song of The Batman, which was a really underrated kid show. Other works include a musical adaptation of Spider-Man and a single which featured Bono titled Rise Above. In 2011, Rolling Stone placed The Edge at number 38 on most influential guitar players of all time. Him and Bono as a team were listed at number 25 on the list of greatest songwriters of all time. In 2017, The Edge was given the Les Paul Spirit Award by the Les Paul Foundation. The Edge, as well as U2, are considered one of the most influential and pivotal bands in rock and roll. They've inspired many bands, most notably Coldplay. And though it's not mentioned anywhere, I often hear a lot of The Edge within Mike Esniger from Incubus. Another guitar player I find similar to The Edge would be Sugizo from Lunacy and X Japan. I think the main similarities that these guitar players have is the fact that they take a more compositional approach to the instrument rather than a technical approach, and those are personally my favorite types of guitar players. When I was a kid, one of the first bands I fell in love with was U2, and though I didn't really find their newest songs to my taste, I still loved The Edge's guitar style. I remember as a kid playing around with a keyboard, I would actually pick out some of U2's riffs. This is because The Edge often incorporates simple triads, which not a lot of guitar players utilize. And though he gets criticized for his less is more approach, I always respected the approach. Just the fact that there are studies on his guitar sounds and delays just proves how unique The Edge really is, and that his approach is truly something to marvel at. So what do you guys and gals think of The Edge? Do you like him? Do you think he's overrated? Leave it all in the comments below. And remember how I said The Edge is very similar to Sugizo? Well, they are going to be featured on the next musician battle. Yeah, it's been a while since I did one of those, and I can't think of two better candidates to go to battle. So stay tuned for that. And anyways guys, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching. This is Josh the Music Man, signing off.